Why does, even with all the evidence provided, Jews and Muslims continue to doubt Jesus is the Messiah that was promised and or that is also God? Why? Is it a cultural thing? A familial thing? Since they grew up in it and since every religion claims to be the only true one, mistrust happens? I used to be an atheist, so I didn't grow up in anything. And I know that everything I'm about to say can be used in reverse. This is not about who's right and who's wrong. It's not a territorial, competitive, ego-driven, irrational argument. It's a genuine concern. Once again, I know that what I'm saying can be used in reverse. Let's look at the Psalms in the Old Testament. Psalms 22:16-18. For dogs have surrounded me. The congregation of the wicked has enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. They look and stare at me. They divide my garments among them. And for my clothing they cast lots. And Psalms 34 verse 20. He guards all his bones, not one of them is broken. Now let's look at Matthew and John in the New Testament. Matthew 27:35. And they crucified him, and parted his garments, casting lots. John 19:33. But coming to Jesus, when they saw that he was already dead, they did not break his legs, as it was custom when you were crucified. Doesn't this look like a prophecy of what happened to Jesus? And there are many others if you look up Old Testament foreshadowing the cross. How, brothers and sisters? How can you doubt? And please notice I am only and will only use my words. Never violence, like Jesus. You can't force someone to think the way you want them to. Sooner or later, they will revolt. Even if you win for centuries, the resistance will always be there because you didn't change their minds. You beheaded them. You want power or love? Because God is love, and love cannot be forced. Look it up, don't just stick with what you know. Before you were ignorant, now you have to live with the truth and make your choice. Jesus or not Jesus. And not Jesus is where Satan is. Is where you'll go because there's only one way to heaven, not many. But if you can't change or don't want to change because of your loved ones, job, or society, know that Yeshua, Yahweh in human flesh, said, and when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. Meaning, if you're choosing to keep the blindfold on because of people, know you have received your reward in full in this life and this life only. Let's be honest, just like some Christians, some of you deep down, even though you argue so passionately, don't even care. You only care about the material world, and religion is just some political ideology, a way to look at things. A set of rules and values to live life by. You don't truly believe and or know God is a real being like you and me. And if he didn't exist, we wouldn't either. There's evidence, actual evidence. Come on, people. This is not about who wins the debate, but what is the truth. I know it's hard to let go of ideas, and after what you've been taught, you'll think this is a test from your God, and or you'll be betraying your family, but no. Seriously, look into it. If your religion can't take the scrutiny of examination, questioning, and a bunch of errors and contradictions are found in it, why are you still with it? If you find out your spouse is cheating on you, you don't confront them or divorce them and pretend like nothing's happening. When you get an STD, whose fault is it? The devil comes disguised as an angel of light, but this is not the case. This life doesn't matter. Therefore, forget if you're going to lose people along the way. There's even the possibility they'll join you and be saved. Again, as Jesus said, "Who is my mother, and who are my brothers?" Pointing to his disciples, he said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother." Do not sacrifice yourself for the wrong people or your comfort. We're all going to die, sooner or later. You don't want to change because you have plans for the future, but you're old enough to know that the future is never guaranteed. So, make sure your salvation is.